I was going to say just how rewarding is the feeling, because I know that shootouts haven't gone your way this season, but looking back to regulation, Erik Karlsson, really an offensive boost for this team as of late. How impressed have you been by him? I believe it's now 8 goals in the month of March.
Yeah, no, he's been awesome for us. He's been doing it all. And, I mean, we know it's going to be tight coming down the stretch here, so we need everybody.
Along with that, you guys have the Carolina Hurricanes once again tomorrow. A couple of close games down to the wire, but not going your way. How much are you looking forward to having that redemption game tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, we had some tough games against them, and yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow's game.
Keep it up in the shootout. Thanks, Rax.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, he's taken it to another level. He really has. It's been incredible to watch. And again, I think this question was asked again recently, and saying I'm not surprised by it, and I'm not. I think obviously now you get to this time of year, everything's elevated, and so he's been great all year. And when it's getting harder and it's getting tighter, he just keeps finding a way to elevate his game, come up with big plays, big defensive plays, big offensive plays, you name it. He's been unbelievable.
Dan, man, I'm trying to figure out a way that I would actually get an answer to this. The goaltender interference thing. I know, right? Are you just going to keep trying until you get one, basically? Or did you have some, when you watch that play, you understand what the rule is and understand that they just blew it?
Yeah, so shocked that this question would come up right now. So the GMs had their meetings recently, and Kyle was down there, and Kyle came back, and obviously there's some things that come up during those meetings that he wants to inform me on, and we discussed, and one of them was goalie interference, which was obviously a topic there. And the instructions to me from Kyle were, we want to go by the book, and so it comes up again now shortly after. We felt that one was by the book, in the sense that their player pushes Carl into Artie. And so the feel is from me, after just recently talking to Kyle about this, of we got to go, by the book, that was by the book, and that's the rule. That is the rule. And so if their player pushes our player into our goalie, that's goalie interference. So that's why I challenged.
Dan, Ryan Shea left the game in the second period. Looked like he tried to come back maybe at the start of the third period. Ultimately didn't play in the third period. Just any status on him, and just what's been his impact on your team this year?
I don't have an update. Just quick after the game, so I will get more information. He's still being evaluated. His impact, he's had he's been incredible for us. Just his games continued to grow, the puck movement, the defensive play, penalty killing. He's been obviously a huge part of it, so you hate to see a guy leave a game like that. And, once we have more information, we'll provide updates.
Obviously, you get the shootout win today. It's been a struggle for you guys this season. That's something that's been discussed, and you guys practice it all the time. Just how big is it to just finally get that monkey off your back, and especially for Rakell and Sid, who have kind of struggled to score in shootouts this season?
Yeah, no, it's obviously, we've had a lot of those this year. The guys have put in work to it, and so a credit to them. Even just yesterday, like Artie was, he was awesome, in practice. Like he was, stopping pucks at a pretty high rate, and so you can see that the work that he's put in, the improvement that he's had, and that's, at the end, that's what you want to see. Like there's going to be things that come up, for whether it's individuals or for the team, that we got to get better at. And the guys have been working at it, and they've been sticking with it. And so great to see everybody involved, be able to factor in and make an impact and help us get that other point.
Dan Parker with another couple of assists. What's your assessment of his season? Why has it worked so well when he's been with Erik?
I think Parker earned an opportunity. He's taken advantage of it. I think it's the two have complement each other. Obviously, playing together a lot. You continue to build chemistry, and I think they, when he's getting rewarded too, showing up on the score sheet, that's always a big positive. I think, again, I think his he's been pretty consistent this year in terms of what he's brought. And, for him too, it's also, he's gotten, heavier matchups and different situations than, he's had in the past. And he's just, I think, continued to evolve in those different situations.
On the challenge you won, you obviously called timeout right beforehand. Just sort of what went into that sequence? How did you hear or see that maybe there was a high stick earlier in the play?
Guys came to me right away. Yeah, so guys on the ice were pretty clear, especially where it happened. Like that's a bit of a dead angle there on the bench. It's hard to see, and so and then at the same time, our video staff's taking a look at it. So, but it was good by the players, feeling that there was something that we needed to look at, especially with where that sight line was. And on those ones, it's, sometimes you want to see if there's a different angle. They don't come up all right away. And so we felt like using the timeout just to give it a second. But I think it was Tommy and Carl, both guys, right away felt it like that it was a high stick. So credit to those guys, video staff, for digging into it. And, obviously that ends up factoring into the game.
I mean, just how good does it feel? It's been tough for you guys in shootouts, finally able to get it done.
Yeah, overtime too. I think we had not only the 4-on-3, but a couple of really good looks with the right people in place, and we couldn't find a way to put the game away. So obviously going into shootout, it felt a little bit more relaxed today, though. I think obviously it helped that we scored 2 goals. So obviously, all in all, we'll take the 2 points and we move on, and we know that tomorrow we're going to have to be a little bit better than we were today if we want to give ourselves a better chance to win the game.
Rakell looks really good in the shootouts at practice yesterday. Are you surprised that he was able to net that one?
No, I wasn't. He's. I think, like I said, it's one of these things. But like I said, it felt like, especially with the overtime we had, we felt like we should have put the game away there. We had the better chances. We didn't. So going into shootout, I feel like we probably felt a little bit better about ourselves, and that was the difference today.
Erik, I know you talked about some of this yesterday, but what's your confidence level, your comfort with your game right now?
No, I think our entire game, this time of the year, you lean a lot on experience. I think we have a lot of that in this room, and even today when, at times we didn't play our best hockey, we gave up a lot of chances. But again, I felt like it wasn't any panic. We stuck with it, trusted the process, and, when you do that and you don't worry about circumstantial stuff too much, usually it goes better. And I think today was an experienced win from us, not necessarily our best game.
How much are you looking forward to tomorrow? A couple of close games against Carolina. They're on the right end of things. Yeah,
they're a good team. They're a top team in this league. This time of the year, those type of games are always the most fun. So we're expecting ourselves to be at our best tomorrow, and looking for a good game.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I don't know. That's why we have referees. I don't know what they're looking for. What is the goal interference? What's not goal interference? For us, I think it's just sure, it's frustrating, give them an easy goal for no reason, but we battle through and we managed to win the game.
Arturs, how would you describe the level that Erik's playing right now for you guys?
Oh yeah, he's unbelievable right now. Offensively, I think he's a gifted player, and it seems like every single time he shoots, he scores. So hope he keeps the same play like he's playing right now.
What level of work goes into the pre-scout for shootouts? Obviously, you have a pre-scout for regulation, 5-on-5, normal situations, so to speak. How much pre-work do you go do in terms of scouting the opponent for shootouts?
Not much, actually. Just a little bit, just having in the back of the mind, because you never know if it's going to be a shootout or not. So you don't really pay attention to that too much, but you still at least know what they can do. So yeah.
Speak to how you kind of handled what they did. They kind of came with a push in the second, and then the 2 goals, the one was disallowed in the third, and just kind of how you guys were able to kind of handle that and send it to overtime.
Yeah, on the 4th one was a high stick, so it doesn't matter they scored or not. But they got I think lucky on the 4th one either. He shoots and somehow it hits our guy in the last second calf of our defenseman and redirects opposite way. So they got a little bit. Things doesn't go sometimes your way, but I just think we stick with it. Scored huge goal, 4-4, and I think we played excellent in overtime, and then we finished it.
Keep our spot in the standings, and I think that's been a trademark of this team, is that it may not be the prettiest sometimes, but we're never out of the fight. We never give up.
Thank you. To play your 700th game and have it go like this, what does that mean to you?
Means I'm getting old, but it's cool. I've come a long way since game number 1, and see my kids at warm-ups with science was kind of a little, I don't know what kind of moment it was, but it kind of made me think a little like, holy smokes, 700 games later, I went from fresh out of college kid to now a family man. But I think it's been one heck of a ride, and hopefully there's hundreds more.
I apologize if someone's already asked you about it, but have you ever seen a defenseman play like Erik Karlsson's played the last few weeks?
There's not too many guys in the league who can do what he does, especially when he's at the top of his game. He's been a catalyst for us, obviously offensively, but he's making really good plays defensively too, and I think he's helping being a calming presence both on the ice, on the bench too. When we get in these shaky situations, I'll say, and I think having a guy like that back there and seeing how well he's been playing, I think has been awesome.
That will slow down, but we need to just play 60 minutes for the full game, and then we'll be good.
What kind of challenges are you expecting from Carolina tomorrow? You guys have seen them a lot lately.
I mean, pretty hard game, so same as always. But yeah, we need to get the 2 points, and then we play hard.
How much are you looking forward to hopefully getting the win tomorrow, given that the last 2 games, crazy outcomes have gone their way?
I mean, we try to do everything on the ice to win, and then, yeah, let's do it again tomorrow.
You look like you had a lot of jump off the start of this game. Did you feel well rested finally getting 2 days between games?
Yeah, for sure. A little rest, and then especially I like the noon games, so yeah, it feels pretty good from the start.